is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year, and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
It's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Oh, happy Tuesday, the Jason Walker Show here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Getting set for a fantastic show. Lots of hoops talk today, and we will get to that. Brandon Day will join us, the head coach of Helena High, as they get ready for a game tonight at home against Butte, the girls in the mining city. We're going to talk high school standings. We're going to talk some power rankings in the Frontier Conference. I got some thoughts about LC State and a whole lot more still to get going on a Monday. No, it's not. It's Tuesday. What day? I don't know what day it is. It is Tuesday. We know that. So I also got a little confused. Full disclosure, I thought Miss Rodeo Montana, Katie Lynn Krause, was going to be here today. She's actually going to be here next Tuesday. So a week from today, Miss Rodeo Montana, Katie Lynn Krause, will be sitting in the chair over there. Big show tomorrow, though, and also on Thursday. And by the way, I want to preview Thursday real quick, because there's a documentary coming out, and it's going to be at the Big Sky Film Festival in Missoula. I'll give you more info here in a second. But it's called The House That Rob Built, and it's about Robin Selvig and his success with the Montana Lady Grizz. I watched the film over the weekend. Fantastic movie. It's about an hour-long documentary. Great interviews, great insight, and it's awesome. And I highly recommend it. So if you're in the Missoula area in 2 weeks, it's like the 20th and the 23rd. I know it's going to be at the Wilma one of those nights, but man, I highly recommend getting there and getting tickets to go watch this, because it is going to be fantastic at the Big Sky Documentary Festival. And it is tickets are on sale now. It'll be at the Wilma in Missoula on the 20th, and then at the Hellgate Elks Lodge on the 23rd. But we're going to talk Thursday to Megan Harrington, a former Lady Grizz, who was part of the team that put this thing together, and it's called The House That Rob Built, familytheater.org, and I cannot wait for you to see it. I got, like I said, an advanced copy of it, watched it over the weekend, loved it. Absolutely loved it. And you know me, I'm a Bobcat, but I absolutely loved it. So that's coming up Thursday. Megan Harrington will join us here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, we want to get started today with some, I guess, this is good news. Jesse Davis, we talked about this yesterday, was injured at a rodeo in Salt Lake on Saturday night. It is the World Champions Rodeo Alliance. And Jesse got hurt, and he was crushed. So the horse basically pancaked him and rolled on him, and his liver was crushed. But he is in Murray, Utah, and in a medically induced coma. But this is an update from one of the relatives of Cassidy Davis, Jesse's wife. They issue big thanks to everybody on behalf of the family for the love, the prayers, the support since the accident. A lot of folks have been wanting to send cards and the such, care packages. If you want to get a hold of Cassidy On Venmo, you can for lunch, things like that. Now, they ask you if you want to send packages as well, but here's the deal. And money. Cassidy and Jesse don't expect anything but your continued love and support. And they're working on setting up, the family is, and friends, a donation bank account. But again, we'll keep you updated on if that happens. But by all accounts, Jesse is making serious improvement down there in Utah in a medically induced coma, and we wish him and the family nothing but the best. And we'll keep you updated as we get more info on Jesse Davis and his recovery after getting hurt on Saturday night in Salt Lake. So there you go. Wanted to get that update to you quickly because I just saw it this afternoon. You can watch the show, The Jason Walker Show, on Facebook.com/The Jason Walker Show. YouTube it, just search my name and the show. You can also listen anytime on JasonWalkerShow.com. You can listen live on Network One Sports, also TreasureStateRadio.com. Download on Google Play or the App Store. And, of course, The Jason Walker Show is presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com, and they're taking bookings right now for the summer and for the fall. Got big plans you need to book now for Helena Accommodations. All right, so let's move on to what else we were going to chat about today, and that's the high school rankings are out, or not rankings, but standings. And I wanted to run through these because everybody's talking about Hellgate in the West on the boys' side. And, that's great. They're 11-0, undefeated, blowing everybody out. 7-0 in conference play. Capital's 9-2, and so is Sentinel. There's a team, though, two really, on the eastern side of the AA that should not be overlooked right now. And I feel like they might be getting overlooked a little bit. And that is Billings West. West is 10-1 overall, 5-0 in Eastern AA play. Great Falls High, 9-2. And sitting at 4-1 overall in conference play. So there's a couple of teams out on the East, and everybody's talking about the West and Hellgate. Yeah, and yes, you got Capital and you got Sentinel right there as well. But let's not forget the East with West and Great Falls High, and that's on the boys' side. And then on the Eastern side, you got Bozeman, Skyview, each 3-2 in league play. CMR's 2-3. Senior 1-4, and Belgrade in their first year of AA getting hammered 0-6. And the Western AA after Hellgate, Capital, and Sentinel. Capital 6-1, by the way, in league play. 5-2 is Sentinel. Glacier's 4-3. Helena High 3-4. We'll talk to Brandon Day, the head coach of the Bengals, coming up a little bit later on. Butte Rather's 3-5. That is who Helena plays tonight at the Jungle on the boys' side. Flathead 1-6. Big Sky 0-8. They're 0-12 overall. In Class AA girls, which somehow we don't have right now. I'm going to pull them up, and you'll have to give me a second, but definitely going to get those pulled up. By the way, if you ever want to check out the best, 406mtsports.com is what we use around here to keep everything up to date because highly recommend it. It's the best across the state. There is no doubt about that. All right, on the girls' side for AA, you've got the Capital girls at 11-0 and 7-0 in the West. Then you've got Hellgate at 6-1, Sentinel 5-2, Glacier 4-3, Helena High girls, the three-time defending state champs, are 3-4. Butte High 3-5, Flathead 1-6, and Big Sky 0-8. And am I right that the Big Sky boys and girls combined are 0-16 in conference play and 0-24 overall? What's going on at Big Sky basketball? Wow. In the East, you've got West at 5-0, GFH and CMR 4-1, Bozeman and Skyview each 2-3, Seniors 1-4, and Belgrade's 0-6. So the Belgrade boys and girls are a combined 0-12 in league play. The boys have a non-conference win The girls have won as well. 2-20 overall. 2-21. Wow. All right, so there you go. There's your AA update on the basketball standings across the AA across the state. I don't have the girls for the rest. I have the AA girls. But some big games tonight, as we all know. They're the Helena High boys and girls are on the road. Or, well, the girls are on the road, rather. The boys are at home. So, there you go. Keep that on your plate tonight. All right, what else do we got going on? Is there any other games tonight across the state? I don't see any. All right, so there's that. What else were we going to chat about now? Jason Walker Show, by the way. Great sponsors. You can visit jasonwalkershow.com, go down to the sponsor page, and then you just click on the sponsor. It takes you right to their page. Visit our sponsors. They help make this show possible, and we want to repay them. So by you going to their business. See what I'm doing there? It's called teasing or something. All right, so next up on the docket, Frontier Power Rankings. Our good friend Ryan over at 406 MT Sports. And we'll start with the ladies. Ladies first. LC State women, 7-3 in the Frontier, 15-5 overall. And they have won 6 straight. And the Warriors have. And they are on top of the Frontier, tied with UM Western with 7-3 marks. But LC State is number 1 in the power rankings, according to our good buddy Ryan. Jansen Edmiston, the Frontier Player of the Week this week, had 21 points last week in a win, and then 18. She backed it up with Northern and then at Providence. Here's the thing. Well, I'll get to it next, because I want to talk about LC State here in a second. But Western girls, ladies, are ranked second. They're 7-3 and coming off a big win over Carroll and Rocky last weekend. Carroll on the road. Carroll drops to third, 6-4 in the Frontier. And we're working on getting the restart for you on the Facebook. But Carroll, 6-4, has lost a couple in a row. Shot 39% on Friday night in a loss at home to Western. 25% on the road before that. Hi, Sherry. Sherry tuned in on the Facebook as well. Yeah, a little frozen video right there, but we'll get it back up. So the Carroll women dropped to third. Rockies at 4, 5-5 in the Frontier. Chloe Thatcher leading the way, along with Markayla Francis. Providence women 4-6, ranked 5th, according to Ryan. They beat Tech and then got blown out at home lost to LC State. The blowout was on the boys' side. Well, guys' side, we'll talk about that in a second. Tech girls ranked 6th at 2-8. And then you got Northern at 4-6 in the Frontier. But they've lost 3 out of 4. Those were all at home. And now the Skylights and the Lights men head out on the road. But the Lights, Skylight women, 4-6, ranked 7th according to Orion over at the newspaper. All right, let's go to the guys' rankings. LC State, 21-1, 9-1 in the Frontier. That lone loss to Carroll College back in December. And they've won 12 straight since then, including a 96-65 win on Saturday at Great Falls, at Providence. This is the team that's ranked 8th in the country. Providence is. LC State ranked 12th. LC State's going to move up when the polls come out, I believe, next week. LC State is on a mission right now. And as Ryan said, I can't disagree with him. As good as they were last year making the national semifinals where they lost to Carroll, this might be a better team. Demick Mitchell is a flat-out stud. Set the school assist record over the weekend. LC's at home for the next 4. Again, we're going to chat about that here in a second. So LC State men ranked number 1. In second, Carroll College, 7-3 in the Frontier. And they've won a couple in a row after losing 3 in a row. Jovan Slovanchinen picked up his 6th Player of the Week award in the conference yesterday. Averaged a double-double. In fact, he's averaging a double-double on this season, which is awesome. Freshman Ifeanyi Okeke had 20 points, a career high. He was 10 of 11 from the field on Friday night against Western. Tech ranked third. You got Carroll at 2, Tech at 3. Those two meet up tomorrow at the PE Center in Helena. You remember the first game back in December. It took 3 free throws from Dane Warp to send the game into overtime, and then the Saints won it. Tech doesn't forget that. Adam Hyatt's a great coach. He has the Orediggers playing very good basketball, and Ryan has them ranked number 3. Fourth, dropping all the way to 4th, Providence, 6-4. This is a tough team that has struggled the last couple of weeks. And they need to right the ship. Who's going to do it? Zacchaeus Darko Kelly has not been as good lately as he was early. So Providence with a couple of drops. Western at 3-7 ranked 5th. Northern at 3-7 ranked 6th. And then Rocky and Bill Drykosen 1-9. This is crazy. This is a team, Rocky, that was in the national tournament last year at Kansas City. They lost in the first round. It was close for a while. But they lost in the first round last year. And they're 1-9 in the Frontier. Now, crazy things can happen when you get to the final month and into the postseason conference tournament. But it's going to be hard for Rocky to get anything going. They are missing Jared Samuelson, who transferred up to Grizz, and he's doing well at the University of Montana. Jared Samuelson playing much better in Missoula than he did last year at Rocky. Struggled last year against good teams. But he's not struggling this year in Missoula. Anyway, so Rocky is got 3 of the next 4 at home. So that might be a beneficial deal. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I want to come back here on the Jason Walker Show and talk a little bit about LC State. We know they're leaving the league next year, after this year. But I want to hit something. Were they set up to go out on top? It's a question I have, and we'll try to answer it with some proof. Quote-unquote proof. That's next. This is the Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Jason Walker Show, presented by Helen Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. I like this song. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. I have no idea what it is, but it's good. Heard about Dinner's Done Right. This is not it. This is like what they call a false ending. Dinner's Done Right, coming up Thursday. Open house and food tasting event. It'll be from 4 to 7, 12-seater. You get to sample some great menu items from the February menu. Reuben empanadas, sweet and sour meatballs, and slow cooker honey chicken tacos. And don't forget to Just Tapped their open house as well. But Dinner's Done Right, the open house, 4 to 7 on Thursday, 12-seater. All right, we're back inside Major Mortgage Man Cave, Jason Walker Show. And still to come on this day in history, we're going to talk to Helena High boys coach Brandon Day coming up here in about 20 minutes. He'll join us, get set for a big game tonight at home against Butte, and a whole lot more, as he will join us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. In fact, all of our guests join us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. You know, it's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you might have saved for your big old Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for whatever your favorite sports season is. It's that overtime that you might have worked for that third car so your teen can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or a combo, State Farm agent Mike Miller sees your home and car as things you really worked hard for. Mike understands what your things really mean to you, and he's here to help you give them protection they deserve. Talk to State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena for your home and auto insurance today. All right, so a little bit, last segment in the opening, we were talking a little bit about LC State and how they're, the men especially, 21-1 on the season, 9-1 right now on the Frontier with 8 games to play. So I want to throw this out there because they're leaving the league. LC State as a whole is leaving the Frontier Conference next year. That includes volleyball and basketball, golf, just everything. Whatever they're connected with the Frontier, they're leaving. Everything's going to go to the Cascade Conference beginning next season. So here's my question. Was LC State set up to go out on top? And here is why I ask this. Aside from a 9-point loss at Carroll back on December the 6th, the men of LC State, 21-1. They've won 12 straight, the Warriors have. And they got 2 road wins last week, okay? They won at Northern on Friday by 11, and then they just hammered Providence 96-65. Here's where I think LC was set up to go out on top. Okay? Since conference play resumed again in January, they played the first couple in December and then some non-conference stuff. Now they're back into conference play starting in January. And here's my question. Here's my quote-unquote proof. All right, LC State started conference play with 2 games in December on the road, and then 2 games in January on the road, at Western and at Rocky. Since January 16th, LC State, counting this coming next 2 weeks, will have played 8 games out of 10 at home. 4 different 4-game homestands. Now, I know the schedule is unbalanced. They'll end up playing 9 at home and 9 on the road. And yeah, they had the 4 straight to start conference play. But those were split up by a month. January 16th and 18th, they were home, Northern and Providence. The 23rd and the 25th, home, Western and Rocky. At Northern and Providence a week ago. This weekend, Friday and Saturday, they get Carroll and Tech. And then, next week, they get Providence and Northern at home. That is 4 out of 5 weekends at home in Lewiston, Idaho. They'll finish with 3 out of 4 on the road. At Tech, February 20th, at Rocky and at Western to end the season. And in between, a home game against Carroll on the 22nd of February. But 2 4-game homestands, the longest bus ride in the Frontier is to Lewiston, Idaho. They're on their last year in the Frontier. Were the schedule set up to send them out on top? Now, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm probably super wrong. Maybe I'm not. But here's the other thing. I get it for financial reasons, LC State leaving the Frontier to go to the Cascade. It's not going to matter because division-wise, everybody is one division starting in the fall of 2020. This coming August, basically. The Cascade Conference is not as strong as the Frontier. I don't care what division you're playing. Division 1, Division 2 in the NAI, I don't care. Frontier is stronger than the Cascade. And you can prove that by wins by the Frontier over the Cascade handily. Ready for this? This is LC State's wins over Cascade Conference schools. The conference the Warriors will be going to next year. They beat Warner Pacific by 31. They beat Walla Walla by 41. Beat Corbin by 13. Third-ranked College of Idaho by 20. They got Walla Walla again and won 20 by 27. The Evergreen State College, almost a 30-point win. Then they had a couple of complete blowouts versus Northwest Indian College. So it's not like the schedule has been lit up for the Warriors. And that's just the men. The women's schedule, not much different. Oh, they had Willamette in there too, but they're D3. The LC State women beat Southern Oregon by 22. Beat Eastern Oregon, a very good top 10 team at the time, by 8. Walla Walla again. This is just... Okay, LC State's good. There's no question about it. They've been good for the last few years. And I like LC State. I think I'm just on a little bit of a rant here because it feels like they're being sent out on top. Now, when they get to the Cascade next year, they're going to dominate. In golf, they're going to dominate in track. They're going to dominate especially in basketball. Why would you leave the better conference? And I know it's for travel and money. That's the only reason. But you're going to just absolutely hammer everybody else in the Cascade. It's not even going to be close. LC State is getting itself into the national conversation every year now by playing in the Cascade. But I digress a little bit. Because LC State is very good. Both the men and the women. The women played for a national championship a couple of years ago in Billings. Was it 3 years ago? 4 years ago this March. And they're good. The guys got to the national semifinals last year, and they may go even further this year. And by even further, you'd have to play in the championship game because you can't go any further than the semifinals in a championship. But anyway, 4 straight home games, 2 weekends in a row, separated, or 2 out of 3 weekends. So they can play 8 of 10 at home between middle of January, middle of February. Just my 2 cents. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. Let's see. What else did we want to chat about before we get into Brandon Day? He'll join us here coming up. Oh, let's get back to college basketball. This is cool for the Big Sky Conference. They announced their, its Players of the Week for the Big Sky. And North Carolina. Northern Colorado senior guard Jonah Radaba was the Big Sky Men's Basketball Ready Nutrition Player of the Week. The third player to earn multiple awards, weekly awards. Eastern Washington's Mason Peatling and Jacob Davison have each done it. But Radaba had a pretty nice weekend. 22 points and a victory over Idaho State Thursday, along with 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Saturday, he helped the Bears to a big win over Weber. and he's had 19 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds in that one. The women's basketball player of the week in the Big Sky, Ready Nutrition player of the week, Montana State's Fallon Frigi. She, on Saturday, had a career-high 27, along with 14 rebounds, as the Bobcat women came back from 14 points down to get an overtime win over Montana in Missoula, Dahlberg. The Cat women are now, 9-1 in the Big Sky? Scored MSU's last 4 points in regulation, including the one that sent it to overtime. Beautiful shot from about 15. Then she had an 18-footer in OT. In fact, she scored 10 of the Bobcats' 15 overtime points. 14 rebounds, also career high. Also nominated, Mackenzie Johnson of Montana. She had 20 in the loss. Her final Cat Grizz game at home. They'll do it again in a couple of weeks in Bozeman, but Mackenzie getting nominated. But Fallon Frigi of Montana State winning the award. So there's your Big Sky Conference update. And there was some football news that came out today, as well as former Great Falls High and Cascade assistant Wes Ross was named the new football coach at Great Falls Central Catholic in the Electric City. A couple of assistants, Dean Ashley, Josh Horner, who played for the Grizz, and CMR, will now be at Great Falls Central. And good luck to Coach Ross. That's going to be fantastic, as GFCC's got itself a pretty good coach there. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. And when we return, actually, we're going to stay here. We're going to stay here for a little bit because I want to switch the camera angle. That's what we want to do, for one. But what else were we going to chat about? We talked about the Big Sky Player of the Week. Okay. And we gave you our Jesse Davis update at the beginning of the show. Jesse hurt on Saturday night in a rodeo in Salt Lake and is in a medically induced coma at Murray, Utah. But Jesse, by all accounts, doing better according to family posts on the Facebook. And just keep sending your prayers and your thoughts. That's what the family wants. They don't expect anything other than that. But if you want to reach out to me, I can email, or you can email me at jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. I'll set you up with the Venmo if you want to help out with anything down while the family is at Jesse's bedside at the ICU at Murray, Utah, just outside Salt Lake. So anyway, he's doing better. Still in a coma, medically induced. A crushed liver. And you remember yesterday, Jesse had lost 5 pints of blood. It was basically, he bled out after his liver had been crushed by a horse who pancaked him, rolled back on him, and then pancaked him. But we wish Jesse the best. And if you do want to reach out again, jasonwalkersports@gmail.com, and I'll get you set up with all the info that you'll need. So there's that. All right, now I want to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some high school basketball. We're going to check in with the head coach of the Helena High Bengals. His name is Brandon Day, and that's coming up. Jason Walker Show, right back to the Major Mortgage Man Cave after this.
The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Oh, welcome back inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com on this day in history coming up. Also, I'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow and a whole lot more still to come. It is a big month now. We're into the final push of the regular season across high school basketball. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about it is the head coach of Helena High boys. His name is Brandon Day. Coach, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Jason. How are you?
I'm all right. I love talking with you on game day because it feels like I get a much more intense, much more in-tuned Brandon Day.
Oh, yeah, ready to go.
You got a big one tonight. We'll talk about that in a second. Recap the weekend, though. But a tough one Friday, and then a very nice bounce back on Saturday.
You know, yeah, tough one is right. That Friday night game, we did some good things, but we just didn't close like we obviously should. And part of that is just there's a big mental piece to the game that the boys are struggling with a little bit. So that's going to be something we're working on here, especially in the second half of the season. But hopefully we can get that figured out. And then Flathead was a fun one. The first half was a little rough for us. I think that part of that was coming off of that Friday night game, trying to bounce back, and having Caden, he would have a big game. That was big for us, and that's something that we need to have here in the second half of the season, some consistency in our guards.
Well, and this might be Caden's best game, 22 points, but he was 5 of 7 from the three-point line, also hit 7 out of 8 from the free throw line. Was this his best all-around offensive performance this year?
Yes, it was. And as a matter of fact, those 5 threes all came in the third quarter. So it was one of those things. Yeah, he got hot, and it was a big spark for us, and definitely got us going in that game.
With Caden, it's almost like the football season a little bit between him and Hayden Ferguson. These two had themselves a pretty good night on Saturday.
Yeah, and the nice thing is hopefully it continues. But Hayden Ferguson's come around. He's now between he had 22 and 20, and then he's been in the teens. So he's really starting to step up and play. Be that player that I kind of was hoping to see this year. And I'm just hoping that as the year progresses here, this last few games here regular season, that he can continue to have success.
With the second half of the season getting underway, you guys are sitting there at 3-4, big game tonight. And I said, we'll talk about that here in a second. But when you look at the Western AA, it's Hellgate and then everybody else right now with Capital and Sentinel right there. But anything can happen in the AA, and anything can happen for the rest of the season. You still have a chance to possibly move up into that 2-3 spot.
Yeah, we'd have to.
Really, a lot's going to need to happen.
Yeah, but I look at how we played through the year and through this first half of the season, and to be honest, we played with Hellgate. We was 9 with 3-4 minutes left. And then obviously with the Sentinel and all those, everybody else, Capital. So we're right in the mix. We got some big things to definitely figure out and work out offensively, especially. But that's just the hope, is that these boys can see where that they have the potential to do something, and hopefully they can come around here and get it figured out second half of the season. Head
coach of Helena High, Brandon Day, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, so you got the big one tonight with Butte at home, And this is going to be a very good game because you guys are separated by a half a game right now in the standings in that middle of the pack race. This could be a potential divisional first-round matchup as we move forward, too.
Yeah, for sure. And, Butte, I don't know if Kelly's playing tonight, but he'll make a difference when he comes back. But definitely. This Butte team, they like to shoot three. I like to get up and down the court. Man, fast-paced team. And it'll be a fun one tonight. I'm excited to play.
It's always nice to play at home. The jungle, the fans. What do you notice most when you're patrolling the sideline?
Well, one thing that actually, as you bring in fans, one thing I would like to see a little more is we haven't had the student base that we used to have when I was a kid back in the old days, But other than that, I see, great people that are excited about basketball, and I'm hoping that the parents are excited where things are going and where things are at. But we're having a good season here, and I think that the boys and the fans are all excited as well.
Go back to Butte tonight. And you mentioned an up-tempo type of style for the Bulldogs. Coach Ludke has done a nice job in his first season. What's the biggest change that you've noticed from a year ago with the Bulldogs?
Well, the boys play much like Matt did when he was an athlete and played in high school and college. And, I played with Matt for a year, and he's an up-tempo guy himself. He also, there was never a shot he didn't like. And those boys, they're playing with confidence, and I think that a lot of that stems from him and his staff. He has a wonderful staff that he works with as well. And, I think that would be the biggest thing I've noticed this year is just a confidence that wasn't there in previous years.
Brandon Day, the Helena High coach, joining us here on the Jason Walker Show. A couple of final questions for you, Coach. But ideally, where are the Bengals sitting here in 4 weeks when we're talking about the end of the regular season, getting ready for divisionals? Well,
I'm going to say that, ideally I'd like to be up in that 3-4 spot. But I would also be content in the 4 or 5 spot. It doesn't change much up, as far as who we play. If we're 4 or 5, we play the same team. The only difference would be, if we're in that 3, then we're against, the 2 seed on our side versus Hellgate on the one side. So, but if we can sit anywhere in that 3 to 5 range, I think that'll be good for us.
When you look at the rest of your season, regular season in February, some big road games at Hellgate, at Sentinel. Do you worry that the guys look too far ahead? After, not worried about. Obviously, they're focused on Butte tonight, but Hellgate and Sentinel coming up on the road are a couple of big ones.
Yeah, and they're tough ones. Anytime that you go into those two, their house, it's tough to get a win up there, and really you just hope that you're competing with those teams, initially. But a good thing about this bunch of boys is I really feel, and this one thing we emphasize is one game at a time. We definitely have to take care of business tonight. Also that 4 or 5 spot will slip away from us too. So, we'll take care of business tonight. We'll focus on Hellgate. Try and do something to compete with the number 1 team in the state.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did.
What were your thoughts?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Are you a 49er fan?
I am a 49er
fan. No, I didn't know
that. Yeah. And I the thing is about that game is I sat on the couch and I did not celebrate at all game long because I just knew who their quarterback was and what he was capable of doing. And sure enough, it came around and bit him in the butt. So, yeah, I'm a Niners fan. It was actually my least favorite Super Bowl that I've watched in a while because I was stressed. I was like, why am I nervous about this game? It's like I stress all weekend long about basketball. Sunday I should be able to relax and not have, but this year it was not a fun Super Bowl for me. And then, cap it off with a loss. It wasn't a really good Sunday.
You mentioned butts. What'd you think of the halftime show?
Well, let's just say that, I wasn't, there were a few things that I'm glad my daughter wasn't watching. But no, it was entertaining. It was exciting.
Who would you like to see next year for halftime? What type of show would Brandon Day watch for halftime and enjoy.
I think you need to bring some Garth Brooks back up.
I like that. I said that the other day too, because he's probably the only country artist that would make it worth everybody's while. But
right,
Yeah.
right, because he's an entertainer.
Yeah, definitely.
You could bring it up. Yep, we could step it up a notch for the Super Bowl.
I like that. I like that idea a lot. Brandon Day, the head coach at Helena High. Appreciate the time as always. Get a win tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Yep, that is Brandon Day joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All of our guests come to you thanks to Mike Miller. You can get a hold of Mike in Helena today or tomorrow, because he's probably getting ready to head home today. So get a hold of him tomorrow. By the way, support for the Jason Walker Show comes from Manscaped. It is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Now, I'm not sure if you have ever trimmed guys. Take care of yourself. I mean, we're 10 to 11 days away from Valentine's Day? You have to look sharp. Here, okay? Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Lawnmower 2.0 proprietary skin-safe technology. This trimmer does not snag. It does not nick. And accidents are a thing of the past. Don't use the same trimmer, though, on your face as you do down there. Trust me. It's nasty. Okay? Manscaped also has Crop Preserver. This stuff right here, Crop Preserver, love it. It is an anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. Now, you're putting deodorant on your armpits. Is it in your armpits or on your armpit? I don't know. You're putting deodorant there in the armpits. Why not put deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? All right? Just do it. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. The tools, they're right. This is the 2.0, Lawnmower 2.0. It does not snag. It does not nick. It is the best tool for the job. Trust me, your balls will thank you. Oh, and don't forget the Crop Reviver. Let's say you work out for a little bit, all right? You don't have time to take a quick shower or whatever it is. You're out, at lunch. It's a hot day. You're a little sweaty. Spray the Crop Reviver. It'll brighten up your day. All right, get 20% off and free shipping with the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20, WALKER 20. The 70s called. They want the look back. Got to get with the times, guys. Get trimmed up and do it now. Manscaped.com. All right, I'm telling you, listen how it's not even that noisy. It's unbelievable. Manscaped.com, Walker20. That's the code. All right. I love our sponsors. I just do. All the way around. They are so fantastic. All right. What else were we going to chat about? Oh, I saw this. I wanted to bring this up. This is cool news. People say, Jason, you don't talk about the Grizzlies enough. Well, I do. But Colt Anderson, former Grizz, retired a couple years ago from the NFL. And he is heading back to the NFL. Not as a player. He's going to be a coach. Field Yates, ESPN NFL insider, broke the story yesterday. But Anderson, who last played with Buffalo back in, 2017, the Cincinnati Bengals hired him. He'll be an assistant special teams coach under head coach Zach Taylor. Bengals were 2-14 this last year. And there you go. Anderson is 34. He's a Butte guy. Butte strong, Butte tough, Butte high. Went to the Grizz, had a fantastic career. First team All Big Sky honors 3 different times. Originally was with the Vikings, 9 years in the NFL. Eagles, Indianapolis, Buffalo in there as well. Played in 87 games, had 102 tackles, 2 fumbles, recoveries, and an interception, and retired in 2017. He's got a big foundation in Butte. It's the Colt Anderson Dream Big Foundation, and he's going to continue to run that. Said the wife and kids will move out to Cincinnati after the school season. But congratulations, Colt Anderson, heading off to the Cincinnati Bengals and the Bungles. We'll see if he can do anything good with the Bengals. All right. Let's see here. What else were we going to chat about? I'm supposed to. People keep saying, don't say don't say But when you're by yourself, it's kind of tough because you're by yourself. Okay, let's get to On This Day in History. On This Day in History is brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar, Restaurant, Casino. On this date in 1902, Stanley Cup, Winnipeg Auditorium in Winnipeg, Manitoba. The Montreal HC beat the Winnipeg Victorias 2-1 to win the Stanley Cup. And then exactly 1 year later, in 1903 on this date, Montreal HC beat the Winnipeg Victorias 4-1 to win the back-to-back Stanley Cups. 1956 on this date, the Soviet Union beat Canada 2-0 at Cortina d'Ampezzo to clinch the first ever Olympic ice gold medal. The U.S. took silver, Canada took bronze. I'm not sure how that worked out because Soviet Union beat Canada for the gold. But anyway, 1969, the legend was born. John Madden was named head coach of the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders. That's crazy. That's going to be weird. 1987, Dennis Connor's Stars and Stripes beat Australia's Kookaburra 3 to sweep the America's Cup. 1991, baseball's Hall of Fame Board of Directors voted 12-0 to bar Pete Rose due to betting on games while as a player and a manager. Pete Rose should still, no matter what, be in the Hall of Fame. Most hits in baseball, nobody's ever going to come close to that. There's a few records that'll never be challenged. That is one of them. Nolan Ryan's strikeouts, Nolan Ryan's no-hitters, and Pete Rose with over 41, almost 4,200 hits, or over 42. So Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, along with Shoeless Joe Jackson, by the way. But I go back to On This Day in History. 1997, Mario Lemieux, the seventh NHL player to score 600 goals. On this date in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg launches Facebook from his Harvard dorm room, and now you're watching the Jason Walker Show live on the Facebook. Thanks, Mark. Happy birthdays today, Byron Nelson, the great golfer, winner of 5 majors, 19 tournaments in 1945. That's a record. He was born on this date in 1912 in Fort Worth, Texas, passed away in 2006. 1959, happy birthday, Lawrence Taylor, who is considered by many to be the greatest linebacker in the NFL history. Born on this date in 1959 in Williamsburg, Virginia. 1973, Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, won Olympic gold in 92. He won 6 different weights world championships. He was born on this date in L.A., 1973. And on this date in 1902, Charles Lindbergh was born. Now, I bring this up because I guess flying could be a sport. But anyway, we know he's the first to fly solo across the Atlantic. He was born in Detroit, died in 1974. But in 1937, he landed his, Spirit of St. Louis, at what is now Bill Roberts Golf Course. I think it was the 10th fairway, what is now the 10th. But that is where Lindbergh landed back in 1937 on a visit to the Treasure State, which was not a golf course then, but it became one. And so there you go. Interesting news, right? Little tidbit, little factual information on a Tuesday for you. On This Day in History is brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar, Restaurant, and Casino. Go see the great staff over at the Motherlode and say hi to Jan. And we appreciate Motherlode jumping on board here on the Jason Walker Show. And if you want to, you can become a sponsor. Just email me, jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. All right, let's get to this. Hold on, I got to do the cool little music, which I love. The wife hates it, but I love it.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right, Jason Walker Show. It's been a great Tuesday. Thanks to Brandon Day joining us earlier. You've got Helena High boys at home tonight hosting the Butte Bulldogs. And the girls are down in the mining city. Their games across the state tonight. Should be some good ones. All right, so tomorrow is Wednesday. It is National Signing Day. High schoolers will sign their national letters of intent. Coaches will salivate about their potential. You will hear all sorts of, this kid does this kid does this, he's a great academic, That's why we recruited him, and this comes from every coach. I'm not just singling out anybody. Cats, Grizz, Frontier, Big Sky, doesn't matter. The big ones, SEC, Big 12, all that. Big 10. They're going to talk about the potential of these high school kids that they're signing tomorrow. Remember this. Potential gets you fired. Okay? So you can hear about all these high school kids that are 4-star, 5-star, 3-star, 1-star signing with your favorite team. Potential this, potential that. Oh, he's got great hands. This, blah, blah, blah. Potential gets you fired, guys, coaches. We'll have a little update tomorrow from across the state. Also, a special That's What She Said. We'll check in with Bailey LaFawn. Bailey is working at the Major League Baseball offices, and she's very young. And she's got great insight as a female in baseball. And I cannot wait for her to share her story on That's What She Said tomorrow. And that is coming up. And looking forward to chatting with her as well. So, did we miss anything? Thursday, I want to remind you this. Thursday coming up, Megan Harrington will join us. Former Lady Grizz, played for Robin Selvig. She helped put together a documentary that will debut at the Big Sky Film Festival in Missoula this month. The February 20th, it'll be at the Wilma. February 23rd, it's at the Elks Lodge or Moose Lodge, one of the two. But Megan Harrington will join us and to talk about the documentary about Robin Selvig. It is awesome. There are some funny moments. There are some emotional moments, things I didn't know. And Robin Selvig should be in the College Basketball Hall of Fame. There's no question about that. And hopefully he gets in soon. But he retired with over 860 wins and not that many losses. Former players, other coaches, his old coach, Judd Heathcote. We'll share some memories as well. But that's coming up Thursday. We'll talk to Megan Harrington about the house that Rob built, a documentary based on the coaching career in Missoula at the University of Montana for Robin Selvig. So I hope you join us for that on Thursday. But again, tomorrow, a big one with signing day, and Bailey LaFawn will join us from Major League Baseball offices. She said, don't ask me anything controversial about baseball, so we can't talk the Astros or any of that stuff. But we will talk to Bailey tomorrow here on the Jason Walker Show. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Brandon Day. Thanks to you for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4, and we'll do it all over again. It'll be the middle of the week. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. See you.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.